Alright guys, we are casting some Rex. We have Ronnie Hotdogs in the red, down at the bottom playing as the Aztecs, versus MTExplore playing as the Goths on Socotra. We do have Dry River in this series, and I fully expected to see Goths played there as they are such a strong man-at-arm civ, and Dry River tends to devolve into big man-at-arm wars with some archers and skirms to support. But instead, we're using Goths for their laming potential, thanks to the free and instant loom. But unfortunately, we are instantly walking into a lion here on the map. Not ideal. Ronnie saying that they expected Goths on Dry River as well. Yep, I think that just makes sense, right? It seems like the perfect place to use it. Both players gain their boar in nice and early. Oh, look at that judgment! Just perfectly sitting outside of the TT range. Unfortunately, MT doesn't actually go on the correct side of the map, doesn't actually see the deers from Ronnie, unable to get the big laming in. We are, though, building a house just to block up the berries a little bit. But I'm not a huge fan of using houses for laming. Like, if you need to build a house, you have to build the house. But the issue is if your opponent decides to bash it down to get access to the berries, they might house you at an awkward time, which is something you tend to want to avoid. But Ronnie, just saying, fuck it, we ain't laming. Just trying to push as many of these deer in as possible. Getting them in pretty speedily. And when it does seem like MT is about to scout the deer, are we going to instantly pull the villager over to the left? No. I feel like that should be the response. Instead, we're prioritizing walling in the rest of the berries. Ronnie also doesn't have any idea that this is going on at the moment. No idea that there's a villager forward, but I wouldn't be surprised if you have some inkling that Goths are going to go for some laming shenanigans. Because, you know, that is... You saw the scout. I mean, yeah, you see the scout. I guess that probably tells you that there is something forwards. But we've spent all this time building these palisades. We've mostly walled in the berries, and now almost all the deer have been pushed in. So the laming has not actually really achieved that much at all. On the positive side, we don't have any idle time, so we are just straight up a villager ahead. Now that Ronnie has done loom, which is pretty nice. And we do actually get to lame one of the deer. So, the nice thing for MT at this point is he can just go back and push his own deer in. Like, he's going to be a little bit later up to feudal age, probably. Just because the deer aren't under the TC as fast as you would otherwise hope. Although I say that, and then now Ronnie has to waste time bashing down palisade walls to get access to his berries, so that's actually going to slow down their castle age, or their feudal age as well. So I guess there's some swings and roundabouts here, we're going both ways. We do have lumber camps from both players, of course, as you would expect. Ronnie going forward to the scouting now. I definitely think that he should be trying to disrupt these deer as much as possible. Get some free hits off on the scout while they can, make it difficult to push in the deer. And this is the other problem with doing this sort of Dark Age laming, is that in the Dark Age, all the buildings have so little armor, so little hit points, it's so easy to just bash things down and recover the resources that were trying to be denied. You see Ronnie, I mean, any resource difference at this point is purely just like waiting for villagers to drop off, so it's a bit hard to make any comments at this stage. But Ronnie does have slightly more food in the bank, so it looks like we might be able to do 19 pop, no, 20 pop after this fill, maybe? We are going for barracks, possibly a man-at-arm play, possibly just a drush to get onto the berries. And MT is just given up on pushing the deer. And actually, MT is up first. Whew. Running up, not that far behind. Just a 4-second difference, a little bit of idle time for both players, but nothing too important. We do scout the barracks, though, which is very good information. We do see that MC has a lot of villages on the wood, so they will be able to build their own barracks pretty quickly, you would expect. Ronnie's trying to bash down some more palisade walls to get access to more of the berries. You definitely want to do this in Dark Age, as I was saying. See a little bit of scout micro here. We actually don't see the barracks yet from MT at all. We do actually only see the single militia The lack of access to berries makes it very, very difficult to afford militia, and it's going to be practically impossible to get man-at-arms. We're already starting up all the farm eco. I think the barracks coming up for Ronnie. Oh, sorry, for MT as well. And we are actually getting another deer in under the DC. But these last two should be lamed by these militia Ronnies on top of it. There we are. Punch that zebra in the ass. Oh, oh. Get it. Get it. Got it. Dead. Let's see a mining camp coming up on golds. It looks like MT wants to go for archers pretty soon, so he drops a little bit more to build an archery range. Archery range on the front. We do see double bid axe from Ronnie. No archery range of their own. No mana, no upgrade. So really, we just got these 2 militia, and that's all we're doing for the time being. And really, 2 militia and an eagle, I guess maybe you can kill a weak build like this if you find one. But most of the time, yeah, it should be very, very difficult to actually kill villagers unless you find one of them by themselves. Because you just turn around and punch them with 4 or 5 vills, and it scares away the militia quite easily. But we do see the villagers on gold. We've seen the archery range foundation as well. So we know what is going to be happening. But we're not actually doing anything. Okay, we are going to drop our own range now. Probably add in some skirms, which makes a lot of sense. Causing a little bit of idle time here. Getting some free hits on the scout as well, which is pretty nice. But the first archer is out. And really, like, one archer should be enough to scare away, or at least heavily mitigate any damage that these units can do. As long as MT stays on top of, microing his archer, he should be fine. But Ronnie, on the other hand, is just setting up eco, going to add in some skirms, playing, the classic AoE2 meta at this point, which is skirms and boom. I guess something that they do need to be aware of is to make sure that they don't wall using MT's Palisade and House here, because if you accidentally use these buildings as part of your wall, and MT notices, they just rock up with 4 or 5 archers, delete the walls, and they're in. So it has to be a very, very awkward wall, either going all the way around it or on the inside, probably. Yeah, we're going on the inside instead. We do see the archers starting to come forwards, but really, 2 or 3 skirms should be absolutely plenty at defending this. We're setting up our own walls. We're going to be fully safe pretty soon. Ooh, MT is following up with a stable. Makes sense. They've seen that there's skirmishes out in the field, so they make the counter to skirms, which are scouts. The issue is, food eco is kind of difficult at this early stages of the game. Especially on Socotra, where you have less resources than standard, right? You've only got the 1 boar, but you do have a couple extra deer. But those extra deer were actually killed by the militia, so you don't actually have that benefit at all. Oh, that's not ideal. I think that attacking the villager is probably a mistake there from MT. You probably got a reasonable chance at just running past if they're not paying attention. Especially if, this is going on where they're probably microing their army. The 3 archers can just dive past the TC, get into the wood line, maybe kill a villager or 2 back here, at least force a big reaction. I think that might have been the more of a heads-up play right there. And the stable is finished. We are starting to make a scout now. But if Ronnie keeps his spearman alive, which he's not doing right now, 1 spearman is easily enough to protect from 1 or 2 scouts. The problem is going to be that Ronnie is pretty soon up to Castle Age. Right, we're fully walled. Well, mostly. And we've walled out a little bit of the berries, but that's not the end of the world. Losing the spear was a big mistake. Indeed. Indeed. I think these other skirms should just bail at this point. Yeah, just go home, stay safe. I wouldn't even bother making more skirms at this point, probably. I would just make sure that everything is fully walled, double check all the walls. So it's basically just this hole next to the barracks, I think. I think that's the only hole. We do actually have a second lumber camp back at home for MT. And a blacksmith. I don't like this blacksmith position. I would like it to be a little bit further forwards, touching the corner of this house. And then walling to this wood line, but I guess, that hole is a little bit unfortunate. Because at any point, if Ronnie has some ranged units, they can come forwards and start harassing this gold. because the wall is using it. But we are about to go up to Castle Age. We're maybe going to buy 100 food, or we just force drop all the farmers. Either way, we should be chilling. And then, what is the follow-up going to be from Ronnie? Are we going to do Eagles? I think Eagles would make a lot of sense at this point. If we had access to stone, I would consider getting on at least a couple of villages of stone. Maybe not like a huge amount, just like 2 or 3 of them. Start passively mining it up so that you could got the potential for a castle up on this hill probably at some point. Ronnie would need more food for eagles. I mean, if he reseeds like these 2 farms, I think he's probably got enough. And we do actually see the eagle production coming in. We have a second barracks and the blacksmith coming in. Exactly what we need. Oh, so that's why we need the archive. Didn't realize we didn't have the second building to go up. That makes sense. We've got MT using the market to get themselves up as well. I guess that's probably just going to be crossbows and knights would be the way to play this. Try to avoid losing your archers to skirmishes for no reason. Definitely a thing to prioritize. You know, try to get up to like 10, 12 archers, get crossbow, get bodkin. Like, that's a kind of a scary army, and then you add in a couple of knights to deal with any skirms. Horse collar coming in as well. We do have a lot of gold at the moment. Like, if we do need a little bit of food, we can always buy some. Alright, we've got so much gold here right now. Losing a scout to skirms is a little bit funny, I must say. Now, we just see a second stable coming in. Interesting. Okay. So the question is really just like, is Ronnie going to scout this early enough? And if so, how quickly are we going to click the pike and upgrade? We do have Bowsaw coming in instead of Eagle Warrior. Not a fan of that, I must say. Oh! Oh! That's unfortunate. That should be two free Vil kills right there. 3 Vil kills, actually. Oh, but the eagles are trapped inside. Look at that wall. That's beautiful. Oh, and the villager wants... No! Ronnie! Kill! Okay, there we are. Nice. Nice. And we're killing that villager as well. Oh. Reasonable plays. And this is exactly what I was saying before. Like, the skirms, yes, they don't do very much damage, but it is harassment on this gold right here. Which should be easily avoidable if just the wall was a little bit further out. And we've actually got a forward siege workshop coming in for Ronnie. I guess Ronnie has seen that, like, that's the only gold that MT really has access to, so pushing on this side is actually pretty powerful. That's a good play there. I like it. We do have Arson coming in. You really need the Castle Age Eagle upgrade, I feel. But I'm pretty sure that gives you more attack bonus versus Cav. We've only got +2 versus Cav at the moment. No upgrade skirms. I mean, +1 attack, getting fletching literally does nothing versus Vils, right? They have 2 pierce armor, you've got 2 attack, going to 3 attack doesn't change anything. But it's still enough to, you know, cause a distraction. We just see Eagle, Scorp, and I guess we're going to add in some monks as well. Okay. I don't hate it. Ronnie doesn't have enough knights at this point, though. But I guess, like, the crossbows are reasonably okay, but now the scorpion's going to come in and start to become a problem. We do have squires. It looks like we're doing all the upgrades possible, except for Eagle Warrior. Yeah, like, fletching makes it easier to kill things because you've got extra range, but by itself, it doesn't actually make a difference. You need to either get Elite Skirm or Bodkin before you actually start to deal more than 1 damage to Vils. And that's kind of why skirms are just absolutely useless at killing anything, right? Their only use is defending from archers, basically. Oh, look at this. Dodging the scorpion shots as best as possible. I think we should commit to killing this blacksmith at this point. There we are. We're in now. Oh, also getting Eagle Warrior means we get, like, +2 pierce armor. Or +1 pierce armor as well, which makes us so much stronger against these crossbows. The crossbows are all basically dead. But, like, these knights, I think, have a reasonable chance at cleaning this up if they kill the scorpions first. Yeah, like, just not having Eagle Warrior is really kind of Titanic at this point. And then we're also losing the monk for no conversions. Yikes. And all of a sudden we've got no army on the field. And the army that MT has is just strictly better. Like, a knight is essentially 2 eagle warriors. So this is really, really difficult position for Ronnie to be in right now. Yeah, now we're starting to do the eagle warrior... Oh, sorry, the pikeman switch. Which I guess is okay, but MT is vaguely aware that this might be a possibility. Adding in more crossbows. Oh, and we're in... Oh, this is... This might be GG, I think. If these knights just dive the gold, dive the woodline. I don't know what Ronnie's going to do about this. Titanic, I thought it was just Bronze League. People in Bronze can Titanic as well. I have high expectations. I will put that out there. I don't like attacking a mining camp, though. That's definitely not part of my expectations. Okay. Ronnie's done a pretty good job. I mean, I guess part of the thanks should go to MT, but has minimized the damage as much as possible, which is very nice. They're almost still open, so the knights are able to leave or come in if they want to. Ooh, this is a dicey position. We've also got Mangonel coming out now. I think you probably should have started with a ram for MT, right? You get a ram, you kill this barracks in archery range really quickly, clear up some space, and then you can start sieging down the TC with the Mangonel. And it's also very, very difficult to kill rams when you're making pikemen. Because if the pikemen are attacking the ram, then that means that the knights are free to kill the pikemen, which is just great. The knights are happy with that. And then if the pikemen are attacking the knights, then obviously they're not attacking the ram, and then the ram's killing stuff. Got some nice farming equipment set up. We've got oh, yeah, we're replacing our blacksmith that was killed. The woodline is definitely not ideal, but, yeah. Oh, where are these villagers going? What? I guess we're almost out of gold. Yeah, that's fair. But unless we're going for this gold, I'm not exactly sure where we're going. Oh, that is a... That is not a safe gold that you can go take. Okay, we are getting some raids in though in a second. Yeah, we've got one eagle on the woodline, a couple of eagles on the gold. That's nice. I do like this. But now the villagers have to turn around and go back home. And back at home, we do have the Mangonel starting to bash away at the TC. We have crossbows killing pikemen for absolutely free right now. I think this game's probably over pretty soon. We've got the worst lumber camp I think I've ever seen. Not even touching a single tree. That's a bit of a yikes. What is the wood price at the market? We can still sell for 60. The problem is, like, just making more Eagle Scouts really doesn't help us in the slightest, right? We need to be buying... selling wood and buying food, which is always a horrible trade. And now these night raids are coming in, and this should be the GG moment right now. The Mangonel that's being created to kill the Mangonels is just instantly dying as well as knights. GG. Woo! Ronnie saying, if I'd sold my stone on the way up, I would have the gold to buy the food that I would need for Eagle Warrior. I mean, or you could have just not done Bowsaw. Like, I know that I and like most people harp on about how important it is to get Bidaxe and Bowsaw as quickly as possible, but there is almost always the huge caveat of not at the expense of killing yourself, right? Like, if you're doing a Man-at-Arm build where like you need the Man-at-Arm upgrade, you're never going to do Bidaxe instead of Man-at-Arm upgrade, right? Like, that just doesn't make any sense. So the same logic should continue on into the Castle Age. If I'd sold my balls, I'd have been able to buy a wet lettuce. I mean, you do you, Joey. You do you. So I thought we were going to see Georgians there, which is not the case. So we saw Goths. We got the win with Goths. Which means that on Dry River, are we going to play Georgians? I guess so, but the mule cart doesn't help you at all. I guess you could use the mule cart to take some deer in the middle of the map, but that's interesting. I'm not sure if I like the way these tips are being used. Mule cart helps, but it can insta-mill. I mean, that's true. That is true. Okay, gotta go into game 2 now, which is still going to be Dry River. And we have Georgians versus Malians. MT took a game. Adam, you're not paying any attention? Come on, bruv. We just casted the game that he won. I mean, like, what are you doing? Absolute Titanic. Oh my god, look at these fucking deer. MT with the map hacks. Holy shit. I mean, Ronnie's deer are also pretty good, but damn, these are nice. Look how close this is to the TC. Why are you not pushing this? Come back. The deer are like half as half as close as the boar are. What the hell? Ugh. I mean, I think the pond distance is like fairly equivalent. Right, you got 6, and then like another 7 tiles. We got 6, and we've got like 8 or 9 tiles. So, like, yes, Ronnie, you're a little bit further away from the pond. Like, okay, you got more problems in that you've only got access to 1 pond. I'll agree with that. But the access to, like, the first pond is not a huge problem. We will zoom through the Dark Age a little bit on this map. Purely because we're not going to see any laming shenanigans like we saw in Socotra. We see MT already sending vills to wood. Not a massive fan of that, because you don't need the wood right now, unless you're trying to go for really early barracks, right? If we're going to like go build a barracks, like build a house and then build a barracks, then okay, I like this. Which I guess we might be seeing. In which case, brilliant, I love this. I guess Georgians are probably one of the fastest civs. If they really wanted to... Oh, no, never mind. Wait, we're back? No, we're going for a mill. Okay. We have 3 on with Ronnie. We're going for Blacksmith. The Blacksmith Barracks. We're going to get that Drush going, and then we're going to go build our mill pretty soon after that. Is MT just going to go straight up to Feudal? Try to play Man at Arms, maybe? We are collecting all the sheep as well. We have pushed in all our deer, which is quite nice. And actually, no, both players. Both of them are up on 18 pop. Ronnie, though, going up at the barracks, while MT has the mill. We're going to just send these militia forwards, it seems. We're just going to go for really, really fast man-at-arms timing right now. And then we're starting to spread forwards. Yep. Makes a lot of sense. I think we've got a few too many villagers on wood, though, for MT. We're also not on gold. Are we playing scouts? Bruv. Do you not know the meta on this map? This is going to be a bit of a yikes, I think. If we try to play scouts into full man-at-arms, we're just going to get absolutely bezoned. Oh my lord. Ugh. And we're not even, like, walling? Why have... Okay, now we are. Whew. Oh, look at the quick walls. Gaming. Oh, no, we failed. I guess the benefit to scouts on this map is that you can quite easily just go counterattack. Ooh. Like, I will admit that is a slight benefit to scouts, but otherwise scouts should never really be able to take great fights against man-at-arms, because man-at-arms just outstat them so hard. And we see MT already horse collar, just mass farming already. And we do have the instant archery range follow-up. Archers and a couple of spears. I mean, I guess that makes sense, but I think we could just win this game straight up with Man-at-Arms almost. Funnily enough. And I guess MT is just going to go for the skirm defense. But Ronnie's eco should just be so superior at this point, since we got free access to all the fast gathering shortfish, while MT has to spend all this one into farms. So yeah, we'll go back to normal speed. Why did we watch me lose at one time so I came to it 2 times? Yeah, no, I apologize. I'm too used to my regular rec watching, which is like almost always on 2 times. Oh, we're diving into the TC. I'm not a fan of this though. I think that we'd be better off using our Man-at-Arms to kill the stable right now instead of doing this dive. Like, because we've seen that there's a huge amount of farms being set up, right? The best thing that we can do is just kill their scout production, and then, yeah, follow up with our own scouts to kill skirms, and then just completely abuse the fact that we have access to shortfish. Right, like, MT's base is, like, really quite compact. Like, we might need to build a tower on this wood line. Probably need to at this point, but I guess we still have the skirms to defend it pretty well. So, like, you just need to force MT to get out onto the map and try to take a better engagement with your better units. So I think killing the stable is the perfect way to do that. What is Nightbot deleting? F. Feels bad, man. Okay, and now we have revealed the fact that we have our own scouts out, so MT doing the correct thing, instantly adding in some spears. Oh, but look at the eco. Look at the eco just gobbling up shortfish everywhere we can. I love it. The archers are once again trying to get some damage in, but the skirms are here to defend. And like the archer spear mix like this is just like perfectly countered by skirms, which is a little bit of a problem. Especially considering that we are Man-at-Arms, I think it's a mistake to not continue to add in a couple of Man-at-Arms. Like, we've got the extra PS armor, it helps steal skirms, it helps us kill all these buildings out on the map. Like, the scouts are definitely needed to some extent at killing the skirms, but I don't think it's necessary to commit this hard into them. Oh, but skirms are going to get in again. Second range coming in for MT. We are sending quite a few villas to gold, so we're probably going to switch into archer production of our own, I would guess. We've got the skirms to defend early, and then we need to start actually making useful units. But maybe we just want to go to Castle Age. We're just fully migrating the woodline over here. And we're just giving up the stable. Okay. Like, Ronnie should just stop making an army at this point. If he's able to recognize what's going on, right? You cancel these 2 scouts, and you're like, almost got the food you need to go to Castle Age. We are going to finish killing the stable in just a minute. And we did cancel, I think, 1 of the scouts. Oh, we got 2 stables. Okay, I guess maybe we didn't then. 4 mills. Gaming. I love it. Probably need to micro these mills a little bit. Grab like 5 or 6 of them and build another mill. But we do have fully upgraded fuel scout, so we're even not that worried by spearmen at this stage. Right. Once you've got it forging, once you've got bloodlines, you know, your scouts are pretty decent at just ganking up and killing spears when they need to. Especially if we kill the barracks, right? There's no more barracks, then there's no more spearmen. We see MT at the back adding in the market, and a 3rd archery range. We haven't even built a single unit out of the 2nd one, and we're building a 3rd one. I don't know about that. I don't think that makes a lot of sense right now. We're only now, though, halfway up Castle Age. We're getting the gold mining upgrades. We're making more scouts as well. It looks like we're just going to try to roll over MT with Lycav. Just switch over, see what Ronnie sees. Oh, Ronnie actually doesn't know the gold is here. That is a little bit unfortunate. But I think you should be able to figure out that there is a gold somewhere down here. It's So I would say you probably want to use this scout and just try to see, where are MT's walls? Is there the possibility of a sneak attack coming around the side? I guess we're thinking, well, they have to be taking Shortfish somewhere on the map. Yeah, I mean, I think if they've snuck, 6 or 7 vills all the way to the corner to take Shortfish, you should be pretty happy. Because the amount of walking time that they've spent to get there means, like, they're so far behind on eco to begin with. And then, like, you can just have one scout randomly going around, and then if you find it, you can kill it later. Okay, MT has 3 archery ranges. We still haven't made a single archer yet, and now we are adding a stable. This is a man confused. There we are. We've got double vid axe coming in. I mean, it's definitely a little bit late, but better late than never. We have light cap as well. We're going for iron casting instead of armor. I don't know about that, Chief. I think you almost always want armor instead of attack. Unless you're specifically fighting like spearmen. But at that point, you probably want to make a different unit instead of light cap, right? And I do think that we should stop making light cap and start queuing knights instead, right? Get more villagers on goal and just make the better unit. Although, I say that and really, I don't think it matters. Oh, we're going for cav archers? Really? Yeah, I'm definitely not a fan of trying to go CA when you're this far behind without any sort of early army mess. Like, we saw, like, it's just overwhelmed instantly by the feudal army that's been upgraded. Light cap is the best unit that wins games. I mean, it does, but a lot of units win games in the correct situations. I assume he was massing spears to make bikes. I mean, yeah, I guess that's fair. But if that's the case, then shouldn't you switch into longswords or something instead of making more light cav? Because, like, light cavs die even harder against pikemen than knights do, right? Like, knights can at least, 1v1. Light cav can't do that. So I think, like, if you're worried about a pike switch, you should have kept making archers, right? You had 3 or 4 archers, you make another 6 of them on the way up to Castle Age, and then you have 10 crossbows. And, like, that's enough to kill off pikemen pretty easily. I'd switch to something once I confirmed it. Right, but the problem is, oftentimes it's too late at that point. I mean, I guess, like, you're so far ahead to begin with that it's maybe not a problem, but spending, 800 food on 10 more light cav doesn't help you if you think they're going to just die to pikemen. I would think it'd be better to preemptively start switching it to something else, or just make the better unit, which is nice. Especially because in the long run, you eventually do want to start making farms and safe eco at home, because, it is nice to take shortfish forever, but eventually you become so exposed that it's impossible for you to defend your food eco. And that is an issue. But we are about to jump into game number 3. The deciding game in this play all 3. We're going to Fortress here. Unexpected error. That's not ideal. Not enough memory. Why is Capture Age doing this to me? Why does Capture Age use up so much memory? Weird. Okay, let's restart Capture Age. Ah, and it's lost all the things. There we are. Boom. Okay. Let's go. We're going into Fortress now. Bohemians versus Turks. I definitely favor Bohemians in most facets of the game. I wouldn't say all exactly, because Turks do have better mobility, right? Like Hussars plus CA. But I do think that the Bohemian unit roster is quite a bit stronger. Right? Like the Hussite Wagon doesn't particularly care about Janissaries and Castle Age. You know, Castle Age chemistry is kind of equivalent to free chemistry if you're doing some sort of fasting play. You've got slightly better monks. You've got full trash, essentially. Like, not Hussars, but you've got Helms and Skirms, which are, you know, good. You drag Turks into a trash war, and there's no way of them winning, really, because they only have Hussars. Do we want to judge the build orders too badly? 4, 3, 4 on gold. Yep. Looks like Ronnie has the fortress build down pretty good. No block. Yeah, exactly. Like, Bohemians just have better monks. That's what I'm trying to say. Only 3 on gold. I guess with Turks it might be enough. But I don't think he's going to get to 200 gold and be able to click up, which is not ideal. Yes, judge the build order. Something just died. Oh, lol. We're killing the horsies. That doesn't count as a kill, does it? No, it doesn't. Oh, but it counts as damage dealt? Huh, funny. Or is that just the damage dealt to the boar, though, actually? Let's compare. Yeah, maybe it's just damage to a boar. But his scout is injured, so maybe he didn't actually lower boars. He's injured vills. I don't know. Market blacksmith. Okay, force drop some food. Perfect, we're up. And... Huh. Actually, we did manage to make it with just the 300 gold. Interesting. It seems like MT knows what they're doing. Nicely done. Score diff. That's probably just scouting. We're on stone as well. We're actually got 1 trip too many on stone, which is not ideal. And then we have 209. Nice. What's been intact? Okay. As we usually see, not a ton going on. Ooh, MT though is going to be short stone if they want to go straight into TCs, and they're actually slow on wood as well. They didn't take villagers off food after they clicked up the Castle Age, which is a little bit of a common mistake, I would say. So we go instantly straight into 3 TCs. We've got Bosa coming in. Nice. I don't love that farm. The farm should be down here, but, you know, minor things. Using the faster gold mining. We're buying ourselves some food. I like it. I like it. And then MT's only on the 2 TCs. Definitely a build problem here. We do have the wood now for 3rd TC. Yeah. So generally what you want to do is after you click up to Castle Age, you only want to have like 4 vills on food on your TC, and you want to send the other 4 of them to start gathering wood. Because A, it helps your farms last a little bit longer, and like realistically, you don't need to have 200 extra food right now like MP does. Filthy base at these backwood lines. I mean, you should always have backwood lines on Fortress, right? This isn't like old school Fortress where you'd have 2 wood lines and that's it. Like, there's enough wood lines that you're always going to have something at the back. I guess we should take a look at the rest of the map. We've got 5 relics in a bit of a T-shape. Both of them essentially have 1 guaranteed safe relic behind their base. And then the other 3 through the middle of the map are fairly equal. We do have a monastery though for Ronnie. Wants to go pick up some relics. I do like it. Ooh, we're going for 4 TC as well. Interesting. I feel like usually I would pick like one or the other. But it seems like we're going to be able to do it, so I guess that's not too bad. Which unit is better, speedy hand cannons or Jennies? Elite Jennies are better than hand cannons, but I would very much question why the Turk player is going for Elite Jennies instead of CA, unless they're doing some sort of, you know, fast in play. And if you're doing a fast in play, you're probably not able to afford Elite Jenny, you know? Turk player with the Vil lead despite both got similar amount of idle time. I mean, the Vil lead is also partly because Ronnie's done Wheelbarrow. So, you know, technically they should be +3 Vils. And then now the 4CC is starting to kick it in. And we're also going for nice early further and early handcart. So our eco is going to be pretty sick. Bunch of houses at the back. Where is this monk going? I guess it was shift-clicked onto this relic and then it's just been picked up, so that makes sense. Random Hussite Wagon, getting some raids in. No kills, though. Huh. I don't think this is going to work out. Yeah. 2-tap by Lakav. Yeah, if MT's on point like this, he's probably going to struggle to get this relic as well. This is well played. Oh no, come back! Come back, kill the monk! I mean, I guess killing the Vils is pretty good too, but... Ooh. I think I would prefer to kill a Vil... Sorry, kill a monk than kill a Vil. I think, most of the time. MT's king is in the castle? That's true. Elite Jenny is only if you need to fight high pierce armor. Non-infantry unit? Yep. Which is like... Paladin, maybe? But like, Jennies are still not great at that. You kind of just want to do... camels at that point. Both players with like identical ideas, both wanting to build the castle here. Ronnie's just slightly faster at it. Also, absolutely perfect chemistry timing, so that it comes in just before hitting Imp. And we see a lot of monasteries being dropped and a lot of monks being created. I guess the monks are just to... Yeah, he wants to convert the Hussite wagons. I guess that they are a little bit of a problem, but I'm not sure if they're that much of a problem. And looks like we're just going Jenny and Bumble Cannon. And Trebs. On the other side, we have a Bumble Cannon and a couple of monks. And that's really the only army that we have right now. I do like these stone walls. I love that. I will say that Ronnie did do them as well earlier. Securing the back base, making sure that you're nice and safe. But now the push is just going to come in. I'm not really sure what MT is going to do about this, other than just Bombard Cannon defense. Which I guess, if Ronnie's not going to react, is pretty powerful. The relics that are being ejected is a little bit of a problem. Especially since we're so low on gold right now. Holy moly. We do have Wagenberg tactics coming in. And siege engineers. Okay. Oh, and we're killing the bomber cannons with hand cannons. That's a bit of a yikes. And this king in the forward castle is definitely a bit of a worry point at this stage. You definitely need to have that king hiding in, I guess, all the towers forward, which is a bit awkward. Even just like sit it in the corner is probably fine. The hand cannon's just diving under the castle, just doesn't give a shit at all. Oh. Sick. Well, that was a game. We didn't even get to like reach a climax, it's just instantly over. Like, I mean, Ronnie's like massively winning, like that's like not even a question. We've got so much more siege, so much more army, but the game shouldn't be over this quickly. Ugh.